relationships and nets, and what if you have to, in the rare occasions you have to set up a net to the next state or something like that. That would typically be for emergency management, or us folks in central Oklahoma, and I'm guilty of that. I've had to get a wake-up call about jurisdictions that are on the border with other states and the special things they need to do, not only for everyday operation across that border, because criminals don't care where the border is. Well, some of them, because they know where they'll be extradited from. But at any rate, yeah, so cross the border stuff. So again, it requires affiliation. Interesting thing happening in Oklahoma, and particularly in Oklahoma City, that I've not seen in any state. Oklahoma City dissolved their CERT team that they'd had for years, which was basically their ham group, and started over with new applications. And they opened the door there for hams in the area, whether your principal plan is to support Oklahoma City emergency management or not. They welcomed that as a vetting mechanism. And so we just had, last weekend, an OCAPA class. We had 19 in there, lost one, gained one. And Steve Johnson, I thought he'd be here today, was in the class, and it went really well. So anyway, I know there's going to be questions, comments, maybe some sudden emotional outbursts.
Why did he look at you?
A couple of issues ago in QST, there was a, lack of a better term, editorial by Rick Rodriguez about SafeCom.
SafeCom.
How does that mesh into this?
SafeCom is a federal planning organization that basically defines what interoperability is and best practices in that area. There is the famous SafeCom interoperability continuum, and this continuum has about 5 or 6 ribbons on there that says, in order for you to have interoperability, one of those is the technology lane, which over time has changed from just radio comms. Now they added data as a part of the ribbon, and now they've stuck another piece of ribbon in the middle of that ribbon called cyber and continuity of operations planning. I like to point out that cyber has changed all of us, and in public safety, what's cyber got to do with radio? Let me tell you what happened in Elk City. Elk City is on, police and fire are on a DMR radio system. One day, a police officer who needed to call dispatch found his radio had been turned to a brick and didn't work. And so the radio guy figured out what was going on with that ID, got it fixed, and it happened again. And then they realized their administrative system had a hole in it and had been hacked. And somebody got in and targeted that radio ID and shut it off for them. Okay, could somebody have got killed because of that? Yeah. does that present a wake-up call about what cybersecurity got to do with radios working? Wow, yeah. So everything's IP based, someplace or another, unless you're just doing simplex, whatever. And we still have in our simple analog repeaters and simplex world, we have another kind of problem, and that's called jamming. Right? Would somebody ever jam one of your conversations on the net or anything? Okay. So, what else?
Lucia,
Maybe overtime.
do you have a nice reference to a website?
I'll think about that.
Oh,
One that puts it all together concisely, Mac, that's another
sure.
humorous part of the presentation.
Glad to help.
Okay, so just so you'll know, organization for, I mentioned the next marathon. I'm seeing some good things happen there. At the Cora meeting, John Love and Mark Klein showed the org structure that's already being published for that, and it's similar to last year, but with better span of control. I mean, it is just wrong for one person to be responsible for 100 hams. Okay, that's not the way you do it in the ICS structure. The ideal, theoretically, of span of control is you're responsible to 5 to 7 people, right? Or 5 to 7 whatevers. So anyway, that's there's going to be club leadership from each of the clubs in Cora is going to be asked if they'll provide somebody to be in the organizational structure there for the way they're dividing things up. Okay, enough of that. What else? Thank you.